training is really the difference between whether you can fight with something or not. There are thousands of stories about people that are great in their martial arts school and think they have tons of technique, and the first time somebody smacks them in a bar or in the street, they fall apart, right? Attribute training is really important, and one of the most important attributes is getting used to impact. So we talked a little bit about pressure on the ground, right? Getting used to pressure. Now we want to talk about impact. Today we're going to do a little bit more impact training that's kind of related to our wrestling and our grappling. So it's a very simple idea. We're going to smack each other. The good thing about the jackets is they're a little thick, so sometimes they'll give you a little bit of a break as opposed to doing push hand like a t-shirt. But we're going to start with the shoulders. So I'm going to smack. Exactly. Just start. Now, one of the things to think about here also is, again, what they call shenpa or sunpa, which is your body method, which is, like I said, your head, your shoulders, and your hips is a straight line perpendicular to the foot. Because obviously, if I'm leaning back and he pushes me, but what people don't realize is that sometimes when you get pushed, people bend it exactly, but then if you pull me, right now, head, shoulders, hips, even if I try to pull you, you're strong. If you bring your head just slightly forward, you lose balance. So what I want to try to do is when he pushes me, not lean back and not lean too much into it, because then he'll pull me off balance. I'm trying to, and the easiest way to do this is to keep the head up, but sink. And of course, if you've done anything that's even remotely called internal, you've probably heard the idea of keeping your head up while you're sinking your weight. So, shoulders, right? But obviously, when you're grappling all parts of your body. I don't know if people have seen Kung Fu, there's a thing called butterfly palms. And people always wonder what the hell that is. Well, it's a simple idea, right? It's just to the camera. But I don't recommend you fight like this. Just do this. I know you're out there, I can hear you breathing. It's taunting, right? So in other words, I have this, right? But I also have this. Again, I always tell people I steal stuff. I freely steal stuff. I steal stuff all the time, right? But I only steal the best stuff. So, hi Mario, I'm gonna send you the video. I'm stealing stuff from Mario, right? And I'm sure Mario told you this, right? You do all these attacks in different locations because it throws people off, and when you throw people off, you throw off their balance, and then you exploit that. So that's the whole reason to do this. You know, sometimes it's here, sometimes it's here, sometimes it's here. I'm gonna show you one. You go up and in. And that really freaks people out. It's like sumo, but it's also like Baai, like white eye throw, right? So, on this side is the liver, on this side is the spleen, if you want to get anatomical about it. And you can do it in any order. You can do it in any order. Okay. Right? So, I think you got the point, right?
Yeah, we got it on camera.
Okay, don't get used to not having anything. Okay. I went to fight like this, Sifu, and it didn't work. All right? The thing that most people presume about Chinese martial arts isn't quite exactly right. People think like you have to be like rooted, and your heels have to be down. You have to like sink your weight. I don't want to necessarily be on my heels, because you get knocked back on your heels, you get knocked back. I don't necessarily want to be completely on the balls of my feet, because I do have to remove certain stuff. What is almost never talked about, I don't know why, is the real place that you want to be in Chinese martial arts is a little behind the ball of your foot, like here. Like for example, when we do we did this thing called kneeling body, where we're turning. I'm not turning on the balls of my feet. I can't turn on my heels. I'm turning on that little spot, which is just behind the ball of my foot. Just behind the ball of my foot. You know, you have to do this drill several times in order to figure that out. But so that when we're here pushing, for example, don't want to be on my heels because if he pushes me back, I'm gone. And if I'm here, I may not have enough. Yeah, exactly, if he pulls me off. But if I'm here, and he pulls, right, it feels different, right? So, it's hard if you've never done this before. It feels a little weird. But one of the things about doing this drill is not just getting used to this, the impact of boom. You know, oh, what the hell was that? You know, park I hear the cannon short. So, but also getting used to how your footwork is supposed to be. And you don't want to be playing, because I'm going to show you also, when you have to yield, right? Sometimes you're hard, sometimes you yield, or sometimes you're calm, which is, you know, you're super aggressive. Sometimes you're yao and you yield, you're soft. You have to have that balance. It's neither one or the other, it's both, and both simultaneously. Your footwork has to kind of be sort of that way also. It's not completely up on the balls of your feet, it's not completely back on your heels. Does that make sense? Depending on your background in Chinese martial arts, you may have heard of Pai Kung or Pai Kung, meaning literally the skill of getting used to impact, kind of beating yourself, so to speak. So, there's a lot of them, you know, probably the most famous one would be the sansou, right? You do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We have like 8 or 9 different kinds that we do. But for wrestling, the one that's probably the most immediately applicable to wrestling is hitting with your shoulder, which we call cow. So, there's actually 3 of these different exercises. Can you see this?
Yes.
Right, and basically I have the inside of the shoulder and the outside of the shoulder, and I direct it to the shoulder, right? We'll also do this with pummeling, and you'll see how it's readily applicable to real actual grappling. But in this case, first what we're going to do is we're going to hit the inside. So inside, and then we'll switch our feet and come. So I'm hitting the inside of the shoulder, right? This part, right? And in the clinch, you know, somebody puts their head down, boom, hit them with your shoulder. We also use it to get throws or to create distance. Sometimes we're in the clinch, we go boom, and it creates enough room to hit them, right? So I'm getting used to hitting with the inside of the shoulder. Okay? Outside, it's the same. Remember though, I want to have harmony, so I don't want to be here doing this. If it's my left shoulder, my left leg is going forward. If it's my right shoulder is going. The first one I was coming this way. Now I'm coming this way. The outside, at the back of the shoulder. Okay. And again, go slow. Now we're doing outside of the shoulder. Yeah, in real life, am I doing that? Yeah, of course I'm not going to go in a fight, but right now, I want you to make sure that you're doing the right motion. And then, eventually, just straighten. This is the hardest one. Because you don't have the muscle on that particular part of the bone. Everything else, you have a little bit of muscle. Doing the drill in a more directly combat applicable way, which is pummeling. So, usually there's forward pressure involved. In other words, we're not going to have to be here. He's going to be pushing up and I'm going to be pushing up. So, in order for me to get my arm in, right, if I make a big wide motion, it becomes hard to do. So we usually say like it's like pledging allegiance or some judo dropping down, right? And that lets you get your hands in. But while I'm doing this, the other thing also is, people don't think about this, but this is a soft drill because what I'm not trying to do is keep this one in while I get this one in, because it won't happen. Because if he's smart, he's gonna feel he's losing this. Rather than fight the battle that he's gonna lose, he goes and attacks the other side, meaning he's gonna switch. So I'm switching. Now there's 2 ways to do this drill though. One is with switching your footwork, meaning that as I put this one in and he puts that one in, we switch our feet. And what this does is it makes sure that you're keeping that three external harmony thing of your hips and shoulders together, right? At the beginning, but sometimes you're not gonna be able to do that. So then the next one is to do the switching without switching your feet, but learning how to turn your hips and shoulders. So in other words, I don't wanna do this, right? You do it with me, right? Here I'm not doing anything, right? I'm just kind of moving my arms, but not my body. When I'm doing this and we turn, you see my hips and shoulders turn? And this is why you have to have, step away for a second. Side stance, right? You've done side stance with me. This is sort of like the answer to everything. It's the first thing you learn in my system, and it's kind of the answer to everything, which is turning your hips and shoulders together. So, I'm not gonna just put my arm in, but I'm gonna turn my hips and shoulders. He's doing the same thing, right? Turn. And you see when you do this, as you start building up speed, you're gonna still have that kind of shoulder impact. It's why it's called pummeling, right? Because if you look up pummeling in the dictionary, it doesn't mean softly grappling, it means hitting. Okay, now just remember to stick the arms. Don't do the funky chicken. But what I want you to do is do the first one first, where you're switching your feet. Switch your feet as you change. Switch your feet as you change. We'll do this for maybe like 2 or 3 minutes, and then we'll do the other one, where you're doing it in place. Okay? This is the put your left foot in, put your left foot out. One. Okay? That's the first one we're gonna do. There's another reason to go slow. You gotta feel what's going on. Right? Right?
Yep.
I can't see anything, right? Hopefully
Go
the
pummel.
charms in, right?
Pummel.
I'm not old, but I'm not master poker. I'm old and I'm blind, right? I have to feel. See, because that's how I get that. You see that? See? This is all I'm supposed to do, right? And it's relaxed. It's not hard, right? I'm just sticking there. Right? Am I being a pain in the stuff? Yes. I'll do it without seeing anything, right? Just sticking. This is your chi sao. This is your push hands. This is your roshao. This is all that, those things that they tell you is internal, you know. Well, it is in one sense, because I'm not just going, like a caveman. It's not magic, it's just going slow so I can feel it. And you know, I always say, don't let your eyes lie to you. Don't look at it, feel it. I'm able to do that because I'm obviously not looking at you, right? I have my eyes closed the whole time, I'm feeling it. And that's why I don't want to go too fast, right? In other words, it's the same thing. When you're doing chi sao, you're going to feel where the hands are. Right? He's not very good at chi sao. Everyone's here that help, right? But here, I'm just feeling it. Notice though, see how I'm sticking to him the whole time? The whole time? It's wrestling, but it's still internal, right? And I'm keeping my elbows down again so I control the indoor area. Right? See what I'm saying? Go slow.